Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about how to get rid of foot odor quickly and effectively at home. We all know that feeling of taking off our shoes after a long day and being met with a less than pleasant smell. But don't worry, there are some simple things you can do to combat foot odor and keep your feet feeling fresh. In this video, I'll be sharing 5 easy and effective methods that you can use to get rid of foot odor right at home. These methods are all natural and don't require any harsh chemicals or expensive products. So, whether you're dealing with occasional foot odor or a more persistent problem, these tips will help you get your feet smelling fresh again in no time. So, if you're ready to say goodbye to foot odor, then keep watching. Our feet are amazing. They support our entire body weight, help us move around, and even sense the ground beneath us. But sometimes, our feet can also be the source of some pretty unpleasant odors. So, what causes foot odor? Well, there are a few different reasons. One reason is simply because of sweat. Our feet have more sweat glands than any other part of our body, and when we sweat, bacteria on our skin break down the sweat and create smelly byproducts. This is especially common when we wear shoes and socks for long periods of time, as the moisture and warmth create the perfect environment for bacteria to thrive. Another natural cause of foot odor is the type of shoes we wear. Shoes made from synthetic materials can trap moisture and heat, which can worsen foot odor. Additionally, shoes that don't fit properly can rub against the skin and cause irritation, which can also contribute to odor. Sometimes, foot odor can be a sign of a more serious underlying condition. For example, fungal infections like athlete's foot can cause a strong, unpleasant odor. Other conditions that can cause foot odor include diabetes, hyperhidrosis, excessive sweating, and poor hygiene. Fungal foot infections, like athlete's foot, are caused by a type of fungus that thrives in warm, moist environments. These infections can cause a variety of symptoms, including itching, burning, scaling, and cracking of the skin. They can also cause a strong, unpleasant odor. If you think you might have a fungal foot infection, it's important to see a doctor or podiatrist to get a diagnosis and treatment. There are a number of antifungal medications that can be used to treat these infections. Now that we know what causes foot odor, let's talk about how to get rid of it. There are a few different things you can do. One of the best ways to prevent foot odor is to practice good foot hygiene. This includes washing your feet regularly with soap and water, drying them thoroughly, and changing your socks daily. You should also avoid wearing the same pair of shoes 2 days in a row. Another important tip is to wear breathable shoes. Shoes made from natural materials like leather or canvas are better at allowing your feet to breathe than shoes made from synthetic materials. You should also avoid wearing shoes that are too tight or too loose. Foot powder or deodorant can help to absorb moisture and keep your feet dry. You can also try using antifungal foot powder or spray to help prevent fungal infections. Soaking your feet in a saltwater bath can help to kill bacteria and reduce odor. To do this, simply add a cup of salt to a basin of warm water and soak your feet for 15 to 20 minutes. If you have tried these tips and your foot odor is still a problem, see a doctor or podiatrist. They can help you determine the underlying cause of your foot odor and recommend the best treatment options. Let's start with readily available solutions you can find at your local pharmacy. Deodorizing foot sprays. These sprays are formulated to kill odor-causing bacteria and leave your feet smelling fresh. Look for sprays with ingredients like tea tree oil, alcohol, or zinc oxide. Medicated foot powders. These powders absorb sweat and help control moisture, creating an environment less hospitable to odor-causing bacteria. Choose powders with antifungal properties if you suspect a fungal infection is contributing to the odor. Antiperspirant foot creams. These creams work by temporarily blocking sweat glands, reducing the amount of sweat your feet produce. This, in turn, reduces the amount of moisture available for bacteria to thrive in. If you prefer a more natural approach, there are several effective DIY remedies you can try at home. Baking soda soak. Baking soda is a natural deodorizer that can help neutralize foot odor. Simply add half a cup of baking soda to a basin of warm water and soak your feet for 15 to 20 minutes. Apple cider vinegar soak. Apple cider vinegar has antifungal and antibacterial properties that can help combat odor-causing bacteria. Add half a cup of apple cider vinegar to a basin of warm water and soak your feet for 15 to 20 minutes. Black tea soak. Black tea contains tannins, which have astringent properties that can help reduce sweating. Steep 5 to 6 tea bags in a basin of hot water for 10 minutes, then add cold water to make it lukewarm. Soak your feet for 15 to 20 minutes. Recipe ideas for foot soaks. Soothing oatmeal soak. Combine 1 cup of rolled oats with 2 cups of warm water and soak your feet for 20 minutes. Oatmeal has anti-inflammatory properties that can soothe irritated skin. Invigorating peppermint soak. Add 10 drops of peppermint essential oil to a basin of warm water and soak your feet for 15 minutes. Peppermint oil has a cooling and refreshing effect. Here are some additional tips from experts to help you keep foot odor at bay. Wash your feet daily with soap and water, paying special attention to the areas between your toes. Dry your feet thoroughly after washing, especially between your toes. Wear breathable shoes and socks made from natural materials like cotton or wool. Change your socks at least once a day, or more often if you sweat a lot. Avoid wearing the same pair of shoes 2 days in a row. Allow your shoes to air out completely between wearings. Sprinkle baking soda or cornstarch into your shoes to absorb moisture and odor. If you have persistent foot odor, see a doctor or podiatrist to rule out any underlying medical conditions. By following these tips and trying out the remedies mentioned above, you can say goodbye to foot odor and keep your feet feeling fresh and confident.